Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Terraform and how to solve conflicts. And here I mean conflicts with the state file. So in this situation right here, I have a Google Clouds and I have a bucket. My important notes. First of all, if you have any important notes, you should not store them in Google in a bucket. You should store it as Google Secret in the Secret Manager probably. But in this situation, I have a bucket full of important notes. It could also be used for important notes, of course. Just be careful to who you actually share your Google Bucket with, and you know that your Google Bucket can actually be set up so you can, so you can have a granular level of security on it, or you can have the fine or the coarse level of security on it. If you choose the coarse, then you can only set who has access to the whole bucket. If you choose the fine security, then you can actually choose who has access to which folders. So that is a difference. But that's not what we're going to dig into. We're going to dig into Terraform and the state file, because the state file is very important. It's very important, but it's also very annoying. Right now I have my Terraform set up right here. I have the usual folder slot with modules where the actual stuff that we want to do is located. Then we have environments, and I only have one environment, the dev environment, the development environment right here. And I have already my state folder, and then I have the Terraform folder and a log file. And the way I got that was actually just by writing init. I wrote Terraform init. Inside my dev environment, that I have a main folder. The main folder just says use the buckets module that I created. That means go 2 folders back, then go to the module folder, then go to the important buckets folder, then run all the TF files that are located right there. Then I have the providers file, which is right here. That is, it is a good thing to actually place the providers file in the environment folder. That is good practice. So that means that I have my required providers right here. This is my Google source, my Google provider, and Then I have chosen to create to set my backend to be a local file. This means that my backend is a local folder right now. It will go to my state and then some state in there. That is my backend. And that means that this will be the real truth. That will be how and you know the state file actually contains what is the state of the resource. Has the resource been created or not, etc. etc. Then we have the provider right here. This is just some I've set up some configuration options. The project is Mike's demo right here. You can also set stuff up like region and other default parameters right here if you want to. But that's all fine. So this is it's a small Terraform project that I have right here, and I've already run Terraform init. So I got this folder right here, and if I open up this Terraform TF state file, then I can see that there are some information in it. It says that my state should actually be stored in my some state folder. That is the backend. That is the location of the backend. It also says that these are the modules, and that's a module folder, etc. etc. And I can run the init again. Then I will just be told that it has already been initialized. So yeah, it's green. It's still good. Everything is fine. Okay, so then my next step is to run plan, of course. I want to see what is actually going on before I run apply. It's always a good thing to run plan. Here I can see, because my state does not contain this bucket right here. And that is because the bucket has been hand created. It has been created by hand, but my state does not know that. So my state wants to create. It wants to add one resource named Google Storage Bucket. It wants to add this bucket, and the logical name is Mike's bucket. The Google Cloud name is Mike's Importance Nodes. So that is the name that we'll get in Google Cloud when we're done. And that name already exists up there. So the resource already exists. That is, so this is the situation, but it wants to create it anyway. It wants to add one because the state does not tell it that it actually is up there. This means that we are now out of sync with our state file and the real Google Cloud. We have the bucket, but the state file thinks that the bucket is not there. How do we solve that? First of all, let us actually see what happens if we try to apply. So now I have apply, Terraform apply, and then auto approve right here. So don't have to write yes. And then it says, okay, your previous request to create the bucket already succeeded. You already own it. Conflict. This in normal language actually means that the bucket is already there. There is a conflict, but your state does not show. Does not have the right state for the bucket. So how can we solve that? One solution, of course, is to just to go to the cloud, and then you will choose Mike's important nodes, and then I could just delete my bucket, and then the problem solved, right? But if I have a lot of documents inside the bucket, then of course I do not want it to be deleted. So there is another solution for doing that, and that is imports. That is a Terraform imports command that we can run. So let us try that. So here I'll say import, and here I'll say Terraform import, and then I need to give it the logical resource, which is this resource right here. I'll just copy that. Copy. And we need to write modules because it's a module dot, and then we need to say what was the name of the module. Actually, this is the logical name inside the environment. So I'll just go to check right here. Oh, it was named buckets, so the module name is buckets, like this. And then I will just put in the name that I complained about. That means that the resource type was a Google storage bucket. And then I say Mike's bucket, which is this one right here. And then the last argument is an ID, that is the Google Cloud ID. Sometimes it's a logical name, sometimes it's a long number. You have to go and look. And it of course is different depending on which kind of resource it is. So now I go here, and I cannot see any ID. So it's probably just the name. It will probably just be the name right here. Sometimes there's an ID, which can be a long number that you have to use instead. In this situation, it is just the bucket name. I think isn't it details or something? Okay, it has an ID, but usually if you can't see an ID, then it's a logical name, and then you'll just take that name right there. So let us go back and use that as the last argument right there. So now I'm importing from modules, buckets, Google Storage bucket, and then the Mike's bucket. Then I will import Mike important nodes, and say that is a part of this. This is a part of this Terraform state that we actually have right here. So I'll say run import. Unexpected extra operator. There was something wrong right here. I think I had a spelling mistake right here on, it should just be module, not modules right here. So let us try again with imports, and let us see what actually happens now. Yes, so now this new ID has been imported. That is quite cool. And let us try to press apply once again and see what actually happens this time. So now the state is actually correct. It will actually not do anything. That means that we could be quite happy. And if we want to destroy the resource, then we should also be able to destroy it. So, and that is because now we have imported that foreign resource that was up there in the cloud as being part of this Terraform script, and that is it is on purpose that it works like that, because Terraform, it wants to make sure that we are not suddenly maintaining someone else's resources, right? So now the Terraform, it's gone. The bucket is gone, and we can try to apply it again, and then the bucket should then be recreated once again. So this means if you ever if your state get out of sync, then you can run import, and then with the address as the last argument. Of course, this is very annoying if you have a lot of resources and you have to import all of these. Let's say that your private. If your private state, local state, actually gets lost, then you would actually end up in a situation like that, where you actually would have to run it again. And that is why you should never have your state locally. You should have it. You should have it a central place, and there are multiple solutions for this, which I will show you in another video. You can, for instance, place it in a bucket if you want to. I think this is enough for this time. It was just this small trick I wanted to show you. Of course, the code is available as usual on my GitHub account. And thank you very much for watching. Have a great evening, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.